If you've got batteries under your catwalk like this, I'll show you how to replace them. They're almost always in this configuration. I've never seen them not in this configuration. Sometimes you'll only have 3. It'll generally be 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes this one isn't there, but most of the time you're gonna see 4, and that goes for a Freightliner. International has them every once in a while. Kenworth also has this style sometimes. I'm sure there's a couple others, but this is how you do that from start to finish. When you go to the back of the truck with the catwalk, you're gonna see these catwalk plates, and you pop that down and push it up like that. And these have little kind of latch hooks that go under the frame rail right there, so when you release them, they pop out. Go ahead and do that to both sides, and then set them aside. It should just lift up. Then get this off, and it's almost always counterclockwise. Go ahead and set that to the side. Sometimes it'll get caught on something right here if there's electrical right there. Just be careful not to yank that out. And then just set that to the side. And then it will look more or less like this. And these, sometimes if they're really rusty, I'll get some penetrant and let them sit for quite a bit. This one has a bunch of junk on it, it's corrosion, so I will wipe that off and then get some penetrant in there, and I will work on getting the negative side off first while these soak before I remove these retainers here. And always make sure to do the negative side first. As you can tell, they kind of look the same here a little bit, but wipe them off, you'll almost always have the positive red, almost every time. The black is always, no matter what, going to be negative. So get the negative off first and drape those over to the side. This configuration, I almost always just lift it and push it here. Sometimes I'll zip tie it if these are like really old and really want to go back to the sitting position here, then I'll zip tie them right here. That way they just don't touch anything. And then you want to take the hot off after that. Don't ever scrub the hot with a bristle brush while it's sitting on there, because you could contact with this, and that's not good. If there's any charge in these left over whatsoever, that's not gonna be a good thing. You're gonna have a bunch of sparks. You definitely don't want that. So start with the negative side first. I've got these for soaking, and I sprayed this off and wiped it around, and I always use PB Blaster, mainly because that's the only thing my company will buy, but also it works very well. I don't know what other products there are out there, but that one works pretty good. So I'll leave these on for now to let them continue to soak, and I will start right here, and I will get all 4 of these off. Actually, you can only do 3 in this configuration because right there, and the other one is under here. So I actually have to, it doesn't quite move all the way. I guess I could get it, but usually I will do the other 3 and pull this up, and then I can get that one when there's more room to move this around, and then I'll flop it over. So go ahead and get those 3 off. Oh, and they are, can't really see here, this one's kind of ground off. They are 9/16. Yeah, it's completely smooth. Everything's the markings are gone off of it, but 9/16. So yeah, just go do those. Got those 3s off, and these are not exactly the best setup. Sometimes they don't come straight up. If you try to yank them like this, they do get stuck on occasion. So sometimes you have to get a pick or a screwdriver, get under there and twist it, or pry up while you pry on the other side. Just be careful not to touch the metal from the positive to the negative, because that is a bad time for everybody. And other times you can just lift them straight up. If you really take your time with it, you can do that. This one here is more or less stuck. I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver under here and twist it and try to pop that up. That one was a bit of a struggle. I had to push the screwdriver under here, press that way while I lifted on this side, and then rock it back and forth. That was really stuck. If you have one that's stuck, don't give up hope. Just take your time, and it will eventually come off. And then I will generally move those to the side, and then be able to get in here. I will loop that around the side. Yeah, see, it's not working all that well. Sometimes you will have to loosen these up to get to this, but for now I'm just really gonna pull on it, and then I will get the socket down there and loosen that up and get that off. That one is off there, and normally I'd say pretty much 100% of the time, take these off before doing any of this, clean them, and then put them back on. But since there's no corrosion and I'm kind of in a hurry with this one, I will do it when it comes back from its run. So I'm not gonna do that right now. And then I'll try to get this off. I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the screwdriver under here. With all 4 of them off, I just drape that over here to the side. That way it does not, or hopefully will not fall over here. The weight of it should keep it down there. And then you want to go ahead and clean the inside of this with a brush or a screwdriver, preferably like a screwdriver and pick first and then a brush. One of the downsides of having this style is that when corrosion gets in there, you cannot really tell. Some of the other straight cables you can, and then replace them as you see fit. These are a little bit more difficult to do so. Fortunately, you can detach them from here if you need to replace this. But go ahead and take a look there, clean off any junk that's on there, and then just continue to set it to the side and we'll move on from that. Now the negative is off to the side and all cleaned up. We'll go ahead and do the same for the positive. There's none really hidden here, so you can just get all 4 of those and clean up the bottoms if they need it, and then just tilt it up. So each side will have the negative and the positive over there, and then you can go ahead and take the batteries out after we take these off. But for now, go ahead and get these 4 nuts off of the positive. I've got all the positives off, and right here is what I was talking about with the corrosion. When they get in there, you can't really see it. When it starts to seep out right here, you can. So this design isn't the best. It's really good when it's brand new, but as soon as you start getting moisture in there, it kind of sucks. So at some point, I will go ahead and replace this. But like I said, I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I need to order the parts, and I will do this when it comes back. Right now, I'm just cleaning it up and replacing the batteries. Clean that up as best you can if there is corrosion, and then if there's corrosion in here and you can kind of feel it swollen, then consider replacing these lines. Once those are about as clean as you can get them, what I do is go ahead and tuck it under here. Doesn't matter if it touches the metal there, because even if it's metal to metal, all of the negative is up, so nothing is really going to make a complete circuit. Then we need to focus on these, and those are all 1/2 inch, so go ahead and get all 4 of those off. Sorry, I didn't mean off. If you look down here, you can see some clips. If those are intact and you take this all the way off, that's fine. But sometimes those will be rusted out or just missing. Then when you remove this, that threaded rod will fall down onto the ground. And it is not fun trying to put that back up later. Hold them to the bottom while trying to get this on. It's basically impossible. You might need 2 people. So what I do, I'd forgotten about this, I haven't done one of these in a little bit, is you get this as loose as possible, and then you can tilt it in that way, and that way you can get the battery out and the new one in. And that way, if the bottom is messed up and the clip is gone, this doesn't fall all the way through. And you see, this one is not up as far as I can get it, so it's not gonna turn. So I got to get this up a couple more threads up until it's about flush, and then it will turn around. And go ahead and do that with all 4 of them. As you can see, this one is more than flush, so this battery will come out. This one, it is pressing against it. The battery is slid in just a little bit, so I have to push that out. Sometimes you'll get them where the rod is pushed out a little bit, and you're gonna have to bend that back if you can without breaking it. Hopefully you can, and if you can't, just remove the whole thing. Otherwise this will be stuck even though you turn these. And then we go ahead and get these 4 batteries out. Now make a note of where the positive and the negative are on these. All 4 of these, the positive is facing the cab and the negative is facing the back end there. Sometimes you'll have them flipped. It's not very often. I think Kenworth might do that sometimes, I don't really remember, but most of the time you're gonna have positive facing forward. But either way, just make sure, make a mental note, or just take a picture when you first start this, which I should have said earlier, and so you will know which orientation they are. But yeah, on this one, all of the positives are facing forward. So we go ahead and get these out and then get the new batteries in. And what I do on this is sometimes, depending if I have something right here, like some steps or something, or even a tank, although this one is right there, I will generally do 2 from the side that I'm at, on that side of the frame rail, and then the other 2 I'll go over there. But because there's a tank right there and not here, I will very likely lift all 4 of these out one by one, of course, and then just pull them out towards myself instead of having to mess with doing it over the tank. But go ahead and get those out and then put the new ones in with the same orientation as the ones you pulled out. If you're gonna use used charged batteries, then you need to worry about this. If you're gonna use new ones, then you don't. So if you're using new ones, just disregard. But used ones, you want to make sure that they're charged, obviously, but then score this down with the brush, because you want this to be somewhat shiny so you can make good contact. So you got really bad contact, there's no point in really doing any of this. Also, you want to make sure that the CCAs, which is cold cranking amps, is somewhere within the vicinity of each other. You don't want to use like 1150s and then 650s in the same batch. All the ones that I got are within 700 to 750. This one's 730, so kind of in the middle. But make sure all 4 of those are relatively close to each other. I've got 2 in right there, both positive facing the back of the cab. But I wanted to show you right here, there is a split. So they're each compartmentalized. So if you get it too far over, it's not gonna fit, and the side will be up a little bit. You want them flush. So this is a really good guide. You set them in there, not a whole lot of extra movement. So just set them in there and they'll pretty much slide where they need to go. Just like that. Once those are all in, of course, the positive facing the back of the cab or whatever direction took them out, Then we go ahead and tighten these. The reason I keep bringing that up is positive and negative. Obviously you don't want to swap them, and that can start a fire or lots of sparks, or just blow up a battery and you'll be injured. So you want to be careful to always make sure you are putting them in the direction you got them from. I did that one time on a Volvo. Somebody was talking to me and I had the last one flipped and went to put the rails on, because those run positive and then negative, some of them a little different than this, and one of the batteries is flipped and I went to set it on, it started sparking like crazy and I got it off. So it's happened to me. I haven't had any blow up, but had I left it on there, it's a high possibility it would have. So I keep bringing that up, and that's probably the last I'll say about it in this video. Then go ahead and get these tight. And if they are slightly wonky, that's fine, because these have enough give in them, then you can maneuver them slightly. And these can't fit wrong within like even a couple of millimeters. They fit where they go, and that's just where they go. Get the positive on first. I always start with these back two, and then do the other back two. These are in the back here. These are actually in the back of the truck. I did forget to mention, when you were getting these down, you want them level, so don't move at all. So loose. You don't want them like that or slightly askew, because that will put pressure on one part of the battery, and going down the road that could pop loose. Granted, the battery won't pop out if it's just one of them, because it'll be held on by the other cables, but you just don't want that to happen. So make sure that that is snug before you tilt this on, before you get that all the way down. Otherwise, sometimes they can go like that, and if you're not paying attention, that just causes issues down the road. Once the positives are all tightened down, go ahead and get the negative up, and start with that one right there, which is the hardest one to get on. The nut on that is on, then I do the other three. Once everything is on and you've got it good and snug, then yeah, check them, make sure they're snug. Then we go ahead and get this cover back on, and that screws down in the center there. It doesn't take much to seat it, just make sure it's seated properly. And then get that. You don't got to get it super tight, just hand tight. There we go. And then you will have the two pieces of the catwalk to put back on. And what I do, I mean, the trucks kind of slightly different configurations. Like this one right here has an extra 7-way there. I think it's 7-way. No, that's a 2-pole connector for a liftgate. Anyway, it will hit right there. So you want to have it as close as you can while still be able to latch that. And see how that'll lift right there? We don't want that. It'll pop down. Now it's actually on the frame rail. Put it down here, and it is stuck. And then get the other one butted up against that. You might have a different configuration of catwalk, just depending. There's a lot of different variations you'll see. Do the same here, and if you start at the back with this catwalk instead of the front, you want to make sure there's enough room between the cross member here so this doesn't hit it, because if you can't get it down, then catwalk is not going to stay. It's going to fly off on the freeway, and that is not safe for anyone. So we got both those on, and then you just get in the truck, and it should start if the issue was just the batteries. And if it wasn't, then you've got some other stuff to diagnose. Thanks for following along. I hope that helped. Again, this is going to be most configurations under a catwalk, not 100%, but a lot of them are going to be similar. Most of the 4 batteries, some with 3. Every once in a while you see something different than what I did here, and that's not going to apply to that. But thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, and I hope you did, and you got those batteries swapped, if you did, please consider liking and subscribing so I can give you more of this stuff as it trickles in and I do it. If you have any issues, let me know. I can't always diagnose over YouTube, but I can do my best. So again, thanks, and drive safe out there. Bye.